Whenever and wherever there is decline in religious principles, I descend to re-establish dharma. Today, on this auspicious gathering of the South Indian Youth Camp, in the holy abode of Narasimhadev, Ahobilam, we are extremely blessed to showcase the ever-fresh Narasimha Leela for the pleasure of Prahlad Narasimha, Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled Vaishnavas. Millions of years back, during the age of Satya, there was only one social order called Hamsa. In that age, men were automatically dedicated to pure devotional service from their very birth, and everyone was perfect. Once, at the door of Vaikuntha, the four Kumaras were stopped by Jai and Vijay, the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. Because of their behavior, Kumaras cursed them to take birth among the demons on earth. Therefore, Jai and Vijay entered the womb of Mother Diti and were born as the twin sons of Kashyapa Muni. He named them Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Once, Hiranyaksha created a great disturbance in the universal situation and dislocated the Earth planet from its orbit. The Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as Varahaswami and reinstated Mother Earth in its orbit. This made Hiranyaksha angry and he challenged for a fight with the Lord. Lord Varaha and Hiranyaksha fought an amazing battle. At the end, the Lord killed Hiranyaksha. The minister of Hiranyakashipu arrives with this news that is going to terrify Hiranyakashipu. Come, let us see what happens.
महाराज हिरण्यकशिपु की
हरे
all glories to Hiranyakashipu. महाराज हिरण्यकशिपु की Lord, please forgive me. This is the way telling ours. The very urgent. Please hear to me.
Why are you disturbing us at our time of entertainment?
Oh Lord, please, the news is very urgent.
No. What is so urgent?
Oh,
Okay, tell me what is the news?
Oh Lord, Hiranyaksha is killed.
What? What?
Yes, my Lord.
Hiranyaksha has been killed? Impossible! You better be telling the truth. Otherwise, I will have your head severed right now.
No, this is true. This is true. Whatever information I've given you is completely right, my Lord. He has been killed in the battle.
My brother and well-wisher Hiranyaksha. Who could have the courage to do it? What was the situation?
He is powerful Lord, the protector of demigods, in the form of a boar, killed Hiranyaksha, my Lord.
Ah! Vishnu! That kapati! Mayavi! He has come in the form of a boar to kill my brother! He has definitely done some kind of deception. Otherwise, my brother would have definitely come victorious in the battlefield. These demigods have all conspired against me and gone to that Vishnu, who is generally supposed to be equal to both the demigods as well as the demons. That Vishnu has taken the side of the demigods because he is devotedly worshipped by them. I know how to handle this situation. I announce, until the blood of that Vishnu falls on the ground, the soul of my brother will not be satisfied. When the root of the tree is cut off, then the twigs, branches and the leaves have to wither away and dry and die. In the same way, when I kill that Vishnu, the demigods will lose their source of life and inspiration. Oh Danavas! Oh Danavas!
Jai!
Oh Danavas! Daityas! Pallavas! Shambha! Shambhara! my instructions. While I am engaged in the business of killing Lord Vishnu, go to that planet Earth. Those people engaged in austerities, charities, studying the Vedic scriptures, protection of the cows. All this is only going to make those demigods more powerful. Go to the places wherever the Brahmanas and the cows are being protected and burn those places to ashes. Cut the root and the entire life source of the civilization and the Brahmanas and the Kshatriyas.
The demoniac king Hiranyakashipu wanted to be unconquerable and free from old age and dwindling of the body. He wanted to gain all the yogic perfections like Anima, Laghima, to be deathless, and to be the only king of the entire universe, including Brahmaloka. In the valley of Mandara hill, Hiranyakashipu began performing his austerities by standing with his toes on the ground, keeping his arms upward and looking towards the sky. This position was extremely difficult, but he accepted it as a means to attain perfection. The wandering demigods see these wonderful feats of Hiranyakashipu.
Look at him. It's Hiranyakashipu. Do you see him? Do you see the heat coming from his head? It's as if sun is rising from his body. It's so scorching. So much so that it's unbearable to even stand here.
Yes, the entire sky is filled with fire, and the lower planets are getting heated up. How can a living entity attain so much power just by mere austerities? It is intolerable.
We cannot endure this much longer. The fire and the smoke coming from the heads of this Hiranyakashipu are suffocating for every living entity. We had no choice. We have to leave our homes behind. If it continues, then we will lose everything. We have to immediately go to Lord Brahma and inform him about this upcoming danger situation. We should immediately go to Lord Brahma. We should not let this Hiranyakashipu's power increase more further.
Yes, come. Let us all go to Brahma and beseech help. Oh Lord of the universe, oh Brahmadeva, my Lord, oh Lord of the three worlds, kindly help all of us, save us from this precarious situation before that heinous demon destroys everyone and everything.
Hiranyakashipu has undertaken a most severe type of austerity. Although this is not unknown to you, we have kindly come to submit his intentions.
My lord, Hiranyakashipu has made it clear. He believes that the position of the Lord Brahma can be achieved through the severe austerities and mystic power. According to him, the Lord Brahma, you, after performing severe austerities, create this entire universe and become the most worshipable entity within it. But if Hiranyakashipu achieve your position, my lord, then we will be lost. We will be lost, my lord.
Oh Lord, Hiranyakashipu is very much confident in his plans. He is convinced to reverse the results of pious and impious deeds. So much so that he thinks that Dhruvaloka can be vanquished, just like the Brahmaloka can be vanquished. My Lord, his goal is not just the power. His goal is to attain the same authority like that of you, not knowing the value of took the position of yours. He has taken it cheaply. And he has planned to dethrone me, Indra. My Lord, please kindly hear our prayers and kindly help us.
My dear Devatas, why do you fear so much? I very well know the intentions of this Hiranyakashipu. I will at once go to that place where he is performing great austerities along with Bhrigu, and I will do the needful. You may be rest assured and return back to your abodes.
Brahmadev ki jai.
Oh Devendra, Brahma will do the needful now. Come, let us go to Amravati.
No. I am not satisfied even then. You don't know what it means to be Indra. Till the time we set right the situation, we cannot be rest assured. We cannot stay peacefully. We all should do something. But what can we do? Yes, I have an idea. We all can club together and let us kill each and every demon. Every demon can be killed by us. What do you all say?
Yes, Indra, yes.
Yes! Come! Let us all go and wipe out all those demons. Come, march!
When the great leaders of the demons who were being killed one after another saw the unprecedented exertion of the demigods in fighting, they began to flee, scattering themselves in all directions. Simply to protect their lives, they hastily fled from their homes, wives, children, animals, all household paraphernalia. Paying no heed to all this, the demons simply fled. The victorious demigods plundered the palace of Hiranyakashipu, the king of the demons, and destroyed everything within it. Then Indra, the king of heaven, arrested the wife of Hiranyakashipu. Let us see what will happen.
Oh Devatas! Arrest this wife of Hiranyakashipu at once.
No, leave me.
Oh, do not be sorry. Oh Mother Kayadu, do not worry. We will not kill you. Indra is not so heinous that he can kill a woman. But we will put you under our custody till the time the child within your womb is born.
No, leave me.
No. Arrest her.
Narayana.
Devarshi Narada?
Oh King Indra, what are you doing? This chaste woman is sinless and faultless. You should not drag her in this merciless way. In fact, this chaste woman is the wife of another. Therefore, you should immediately release her.
Oh Devarshi Narada? What you say is certainly right. But within the womb of this woman is the seed of the demoniac king Hiranyakashipu. And if we do not kill that, we will land up in a great precarious situation. And which is why we have planned her to abduct.
The child in the womb of this chaste woman is a devotee of the Lord. You will not be able to kill him.
Ah, Devarshi Narada, a great devotee of Lord. Oh Narada, we are very grateful to you for kindly saving us from this great sin of committing or killing the great devotee of Lord. Thank you, Narada. Kindly accept our pranam. We shall surely obey as you say. Let us circumambulate this woman who is carrying a pure devotee named Prahlad.
Understanding that a great devotee is going to take birth in the womb of Kayadu, Indra leaves her and goes to see Hiranyakashipu on Mandara hill. Lord Brahma arrives in Mandara Hills to give darshan to Hiranyakashipu. Let us see what is to unfold.
श्री ब्रह्मदेवाय नमः
Lord Brahma, who is carried by a swan airplane, at first could not see where Hiranyakashipu was, for Hiranyakashipu's body was covered by an anthill and by grass and bamboo sticks. Because Hiranyakashipu had been there for a long time, the ants had devoured his skin, fat, flesh and blood. Then Lord Brahma and the demigods ordered him, resembling a cloud-covered sun, hitting all the world by his austerity. Struck with wonder, Lord Brahma began to smile and then addressed him.
O son of Kashyapa, please get up. Bhadram Te, all good fortune unto you. You have attained the perfection of your penances. Indeed, I am most astonished by the level of austerity you are performing. This kind of austerity cannot be performed even by great sages such as Bhrigu, nor can it be performed by great people in the future. My dear son, I am very much impressed and conquered by your determination. Please get up. I want to offer you benedictions. Please ask of me what you deeply cherish in your heart.
After speaking, Lord Brahma, the powerful creator of the universe, sprinkled transcendental water from his kamandalu upon Hiranyakashipu's body, restoring him. Seeing Brahma before him, Hiranyakashipu, overjoyed, prostrated himself and expressed his gratitude.
Dhanyosmi, my lord, Dhanyosmi. After seeing your presence right in front of me, all my efforts have finally paid off. My lord, please accept my humble, respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet.
Rise.
My lord, since you have seen my tapasya and rightfully appeared before me, please grant me my desires, my lord. My lord, let me not face death by any entities that you have created in this universe, oh my lord. My lord, let me not face death inside or outside the residence, my lord. Let me not face death in the day or in the night, my lord. Let me not face death by any animal or man, my lord. Let me not face death by any demigod or demon, my lord. And my lord, let me not face death by any entities that you have created in this universe, living or a weapon, my lord. My lord, you are so great. You have no opponents in this universe. In the same way, please grant me that I also may have no rivals in this universe, my lord. And my lord, please grant me the power with which I can rule over all the living entities that you have created, my lord. And give me the power which can be attained by austerities and performance of yoga, by which I will become all powerful and I can never lose all these powers, my lord.
O best of Asuras, the benedictions that you ask of me are definitely most difficult to obtain for all men. But nevertheless, I will make sure that your audience with me will never go in vain. Tathastu. I shall now take your leave.
Now I am deathless. No one can censure my prowess.
ಸಿಗಿರೆಂ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಂ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದರೇನು ನಿನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸೆನು ಸಿಗಿರೆಂ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಂ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದರೇನು ನಿನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸೆನು ದಾನವೆಂದರಾದ ನನ್ನ ಕೆಣಕಿದ ಅದೋನ್ಮತ್ತ ದುರುಳ ದುಷ್ಟ ಧೂರ್ತನೆ ಸಿಗಿರೆಂ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಂ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದರೇನು ನಿನ್ನ ಉಳಿಸೆನು ಸಿಗಿರೆಂ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿನ್ನ ನಾಂ
Hiranyakashipu became the conqueror of the entire universe. Indeed, that great demon conquered all the planets in the three worlds: the gods, Nagas, humans, Siddhas, Charanas, saints, Yamaraj, Manus. He defeated the rulers of all other planets where there are living entities and brought them under his control. Conquering the abodes of all, he seized their power and influence.
We are all destroyed now.
Devendra, we thought that Lord Brahma would favor us. But that creator has favored Hiranyakashipu by giving all the benedictions, which are almost equal to immortality.
So powerful this Hiranyakashipu has become. Where will we go now? Escaping from the hands of this cruel demon?
We are gone. You never know when Hiranyakashipu will attack us.
I have to go.
Indra, now since I have come, please announce to all the three worlds that I am their king and supreme master from now on.
I should announce.
Huh?
Announcing. Oh, people of this world, I, the so-called Indra, declare that from today onwards, the king of the heaven will be Hiranyakashipu.
Now Indra, please go and get me some Somarasa.
Somarasa? That is meant for only celestials.
Ah!
I am getting.
Now, you all chant the glories of Hiranyakashipu. Say, Bhagwan Hiranyakashipu ki!
Ah!
Bhagwan Hiranyakashipu ki jai!
Hey!
Huh? Do not take the name of Narayana, Munivar. Kayadu, who is this small child?
Oh, great king, Hiranyakashipu, this is your own son Prahlad. In your absence, I was guarding them in my ashram.
Narad Muni, I am so grateful to you, Narad Muni, for keeping my family protected from these wretched demigods. Prahlada, come near me, Prahlada. My dear child, Prahlada, come, sit on me on the throne.
Oh king, my duty is now over. I will take your permission. Narayana, Narayana, Jai Jai Hiranyakashipu, Jai Jai Hiranyakashipu.
Prahlada, you don't know how fortunate you are to be born as my son. One day, you will be the ruler of all the three worlds. I will make sure that you get the best of the education. Ministers,
Yes, my lord.
one of you please call Shanda and Amarka.
Yes, my lord, immediately.
Jai Hiranyakashipu, Jai! All glories to you, all victory to you. Oh Maharaj, best of the king, ruling the three worlds, please order us. How can we serve you? Guruputras, since you are the sons of my Guru, I consider you to be fit to be the Guru of my son Prahlada. I want you to give him the best of the education.
Yes, Maharaj. Certainly, we will do our best to educate Prahlad. Indeed, it's our great fortune to be selected as Guru of Prahlad.
Prahlada, now please go. Get the best of the education in sociology, economics, and politics. You will be the ruler of all the three worlds one day. Now go to Gurukula.
Oh, my dear father. Yes, as you say, I learn all my lessons with utmost dedication. Please bless me, my dear father.
I bless you, my child.
Come, Prahlad.
When heinous actions of Hiranyakashipu were intolerable, the devotees of Lord Vishnu, the demigods, became very much disturbed and discussed it with each other.
Devendra, the way Hiranyakashipu is ruling is becoming day by day atrocious. It is intolerable. I am too much distressed.
Oh, Chandra, do you think that your distress is more painful than mine? Just look at me. Hiranyakashipu has stolen all my kingdom, my entire wealth, my apsaras also. So much so that he has taken away Somaras and what not. He has just left me with this.
Devendra, I don't believe that Hiranyakashipu got this much power just by the benediction of Lord Brahma. No, this is not possible.
Stop! Stop, Chandra. Don't make me angry, but leave. I cannot listen anymore.
I know. Why you are angry? You are thinking of Somaras, right? You didn't get it.
Leave it. Okay, leave it. There is no point in fighting amongst us. We should find a way. We should find a way to resolve this. I think the best solution could be we all together go and beg in front of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Vishnu. And we implore and beseech, Lord, being very merciful, would certainly do the needful. Come, let us all go to the Supreme Lord.
Yes. This is the only solution we can find to this problem created by this demonic Hiranyakashipu.
Let us
Let's
all
go.
Oh, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sriman Narayana. My Lord, it's our supreme fortune to behold your blissful darshan. My Lord, today we have come here with a cry of millions of living entities. If you so kindly permit, we would tell our cries.
Oh Lord, Hiranyakashipu is overthrowing the world from its normal course of action. He is creating havoc all over the universes. All the Brahmanas and demigods, they are in a great trouble. All unrighteous activities are going to a peak. Oh Lord, please kill this demon, for except you, no one else can kill Hiranyakashipu.
Yes, my Lord. Please protect us. We are surrendering unto you, my Lord. Please protect us.
O Devatas, no need to fear. Let all auspiciousness come upon you. I know very well of all the terrors of Hiranyakashipu. Soon I will finish his atrocities and put an end to all of his activities and to his very life. When he becomes envious of his son Prahlad, who is my ardent pure devotee, I will descend and kill him despite his possessing powers blessed by Lord Brahma. Till then, be patient, do not fear.
धन्योस्मी माय डियर लॉर्ड, धन्योस्मी। भगवान श्री विष्णु की जय, भगवान श्री विष्णु की जय।
After getting assurance from the Supreme Lord, the Devatas go back to their abodes and wait for the Lord's next action. One day, in the court of Hiranyakashipu,
जय जय हिरण्यकशिपु, जय जय हिरण्यकशिपु, महाराज हिरण्यकशिपु की। महाराज, your son Prahlada has arrived from Gurukul. Oh, Prahlada, please come. I bless you, my child. Prahlada, so among all the subjects that you are learning at the Gurukul, what is your favorite subject?
तत्साधुमन्ये असुरवर्य देहिनां सदा समुद्विग्न धियामसद्ग्रः विद्वात्मपातं गृहमन्धकूपं वनं गतो
हिरण्यकशिपु आश्रया. Hymn complete.
वनं गतो यद्धरिमाश्रयेत. O best of the asuras, those who are attached to material body and household, they have to remain trapped in this material world. So, abandon all this and go to Vrindavan forest and take shelter of the Supreme Lord Narayan.
Oh demons, what have all you been doing? Make sure he gets enough protection at the Gurukul. No one is supposed to be able to influence him, especially those Vaishnavas. Do not let them come near him. And Guru Putras.
Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj.
What is this nonsense?
This will not happen again, Maharaj. We'll train him properly.
You better train him well next time. Otherwise, the ground will have to taste your blood.
No, Maharaj. We will train him properly. We will teach the correct lesson to him. Prahlad, please come, Prahlad. Prahlad. Please, do not speak lie. Please speak truth. See these boys. Such an innocent boy. These boys never speak in such a deviant way. Somebody has corrupted their knowledge. Who have given you such a corrupted knowledge to you? Please, Prahlad, please speak the truth.
Oh, Prahlad, who has corrupted your intelligence? Is it you or those enemies? We are all your teachers, Prahlad. Please tell us the truth.
I offer my obeisances to the Supreme Lord Narayana, by whose external energy he has created this friend and enemy. Those who perform pure devotional service, they can please Lord Vishnu. Then one can see no difference between friend and enemy. One who sees friend and enemy cannot perceive the super soul within. Like iron attracted to the magnet, my consciousness, by his will, is just drawn towards Lord Vishnu. I have no independence.
How dare you! Please bring the stick. Only Danda can correct this Prahlad. This Prahlad has bring damage to our name and fame. Also, this Prahlad is a black spot for demons.
Yes, brother, you are correct. Vishnu is not our friend. He is our enemy. If you consider him as your friend, all the demons will be destroyed. You understood? Now listen what we teach as it is.
Come, sit and learn lessons. Hey Durgati, answer this question.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
What is the purpose of life?
To enjoy unlimited sense gratification is the purpose of life.
Very good.
Very nice. Hey, Tamasin,
Yes, Gurudev.
answer this question.
Yes.
What kind of advancement of civilization is the best?
Economic development is the best advancement of civilization.
Very good. Hey, Durgati, again back to you.
Yes, Maharaj.
What living entity should achieve in this life?
To get unlimited money.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you, thank you.
Hey, Kaliraj,
Yes, Maharaj.
answer this question. When anybody disturb your pursuit of enjoyment, what should you do?
We should kill him immediately.
Kill him immediately.
Yes. Prahlad, I hope you heard all these question and answers. These are the perfect question and perfect answers. And you should come and speak these words to your father Hiranyakashipu. Your father Hiranyakashipu will be very pleased to hear this from your mouth. Come, let us go now only. Tell these all things to your father Hiranyakashipu.
Please come, Prahlad.
Okay.
Hiranyakashipu ki jai. Prahlad Hiranyakashipu ki jai. Maharaj, your son has arrived from Gurukul with full-fledged knowledge.
This time, Maharaj, you won't be disappointed. We have perfectly teach him all the lessons.
I hope so. I better hope so. Prahlada, now tell me, you have spent so much time at the Gurukul now. You might have heard so many things. Please repeat to me some of the things you have heard there.
श्रवणं कीर्तनं विष्णु स्मरणं पादसेवनम् अर्चनं वन्दनं दास्यं साख्यम् आत्मनिवेदनम् इति पुंसार्पिता विष्णु भक्तिश्चैन्नवलक्षणं क्रियेत भगवत्यद्य ब्रह्मण्ये अधीतमुत्तमम्. Hearing, chanting the glories of the Supreme Lord, remembering them, serving Him, becoming His servant, becoming His friend, and completely surrendering everything unto His self. By this, one can become the supremely learned person.
You most deviated of Brahmanas! You have decided to betray your master and taken the side of that Vishnu, who is my birth enemy. The most powerful and the vicious diseases attack the persons who are sinful like you. In this world, many people come in the garb of friendship, but they viciously kind to cheat the person who has trusted them. You have done the same kind of activity.
Oh King, oh enemy of King Indra. Whatever Prahlad Maharaj is speaking is not taught by us or anyone else, but it is his spontaneous devotional service that has naturally developed within him. Therefore, you give up your anger and don't unnecessarily accuse us. It's not good to treat Brahmana in this way.
Prahlada, who has taught you all of this? If your gurus are telling this, you're a rascal if you're telling all of this without their instructions.
Oh, best of the asuras, those who are attached to material life, due to their uncontrolled senses, they remain trapped in this world. So one has to take shelter of a pure devotee, the spiritual guide, and has to bathe oneself in the dust of the lotus feet of pure devotees. Then one can awaken Krishna consciousness and go back to Godhead.
Oh demons, listen to me. Jai Ho Hiranyakashipu. I give up Prahlada right now. This is atrocious. At the mere age of 5, he has decided to go against his own father for that Kapati Vishnu. If there is a whim in the body that has been infected, then it has to be cut off and thrown immediately. Otherwise, it will infect the whole palace. Kill him as soon as possible.
No, Swami. He's just 5 years old. don't harm him. He'll understand your desires. Please don't kill him, Swami.
Kayadu, Kayadu, Kayadu! What kind of son have you given birth to? He has decided to overpower me. He has gone against my instructions. He deserves to be killed. Demons, listen to me.
Yes, Maharaj.
Throw him off the cliff.
Ah.
If that doesn't work, give him to the most deadliest venomous snakes.
Yeah.
Take him to the jungles and throw him under the feet of elephants and devour him. If all those things don't work, use the most dangerous mystic powers on him and threaten him. Feed him with poison. He all his life source of energy. Don't give him anything. And if all those things don't work, use the 5 elements of nature. Use the scorching heat, freezing cold, tormenting winds. Do everything possible, but I want him killed at any cost.
Maharaj, be rest assured that this Prahlad will no more be seen. Lord, come.
The servants of Hiranyakashipu thus began breaking the tender parts of Prahlad Maharaj's body with their tridents. Chop him! Pierce him! They began striking Prahlad Maharaj with that silently, meditating on the supreme personality of God. Thus, the weapons of the demons had no tangible effects upon Prahlad Maharaj because he was a devotee undisturbed by material conditions and fully engaged in meditating upon and serving the supreme personality of God, who is unchangeable, who cannot be realized and who is the soul of the entire universe. When all the attempts of the demons to kill Prahlad Maharaj were futile, they began contriving other means to kill him.
Maharaj Hiranyakashipu ki jai ho! Maharaj Hiranyakashipu ki jai ho!
Tell me, what happened? Were you able to kill him?
Maharaj, actually, we tried our best to throw him, to put him in snakes. But no, we could not kill him, Maharaj. We could not kill him.
Did you throw him off the cliff?
Yes, of course.
Did you feed him to the deadly snakes?
Yes, Maharaj. We fed him deadly snakes. But to our astonishment, the snake did not even come near to him. What speaking of biting him and killing him?
Did you take him to the jungle and give him to the elephants?
Yes, Maharaj. I put him in front of elephant, but as he started chanting, he took it for a joyride.
What? Elephant did not kill him. The poisonous snakes do not bite him. When he's thrown off the cliff, nothing happens to him. This is indeed astonishing. Get him at once to me. Prahlada, come. Demons, go get me the most powerful poison available.
Yes.
1,000 people
Yes,
should
yes,
be able
Lord.
to get killed at once.
Yes, Maharaj. It is here.
Prahlada, I order you. Your father is giving you this instruction. Take this poison. Om Namo Narayanaya. This is indeed astonishing. This is indeed astonishing.
O King, do not be worried until the return of our spiritual master. Till that time, tie this Prahlad with the Varnastra so that he will not flee in fear. Meanwhile, if his intelligence awakens and he understands that your supremacy, then there will be no cause for anxiety. Tie him.
Guards, tie him up with the Varnastra immediately.
Hiranyakashipu, heeding his guru's sons, Shanda and Amarka, ordered them to instruct Prahlad in royal householder duties. Shanda and Amarka diligently taught Prahlad about mundane religion, economics, and sense gratification. Prahlad, however, disliked these materialistic teachings, which focused on the duality of worldly life. When the teachers left for home, Prahlad's peers invited him to play. Let's witness the qualities of Prahlad.
Prahlad, come Prahlad, let us play. Come Prahlad.
Come, Prahlad. Have some entertainment in life. Or you simply sit and close your eyes and sleeping. Have some fun, Prahlad. Come with us.
Come Prahlad, come.
My dear friends, why you are wasting your time in just playing? It's said in Bhagavatam, Kaumara acharet pragyo dharman bhagavataniha durlabham manusham janma tadapi adruvam arthadam. You have to worship the Supreme Lord from the age of 5. You know how many years we stay in this world? 100 years? Yes. In those 100 years, we lose 50 years in sleeping. If we lose 20 years in playing, 20 years we will go in old age. So what is remain to worship the Supreme Lord? So don't waste your time being attached to family and possessions. Please become Krishna conscious. Chant the holy names of Hari, which are so sweet. So become Krishna conscious, you'll become happy and liberated. That is Narada Muni's truth.
Dear Prahlad, Shanda and Amarka are our only two gurus. Then how did you get time to hear Narada? Please tell us.
Who is Narada?
Yes, you are all right. Of course, Shanda and Amarka are our formal teachers. But the influence of a great soul transcends all the physical limitations. When I was in the womb of my mother, Kayadu, who was taken captive by powerful demigods, my Guru, Narada Muni, mercifully came and instructed my mother in the science of devotional service. And I was fortunate to hear all those instructions, and that remained within my heart. And these became the source of all wisdom that I am sharing with you. So all of you, please take benefit of these instructions and help yourself.
How can we become Krishna conscious? How can we meet Lord Vishnu?
Oh, that's very easy. You just have to remember the Supreme Lord Narayana by chanting his holy names. Please chant with me. Narayana, Hari Narayana. Narayana, Hari Narayana. Govinda, Govinda, Narayana. Govinda, Govinda, Narayana. Hari Govinda, Govinda, Narayana. Hari Govinda, Govinda, Narayana. Narayana, Hari Narayana. Narayana, Hari Narayana. Narayana, Hari Narayana. Narayana, Hari Narayana. Govinda, Govinda, Narayana. Hari Govinda, Govinda, Narayana. Hari Govinda, Govinda, Narayana. Hari Govinda, Govinda, Narayana. Narayana, Hari Narayana. Narayana, Hari Narayana. Stop! What is this nonsense going here?
Lad, I didn't expect this from you. You are teaching those innocent children the bhakti of Lord Krishna. This is too much. Right now, come with me. I will take you to your father.
Hiranyakashipu!
Hiranyakashipu! Your son is terrific. He has created disturbance. He is teaching Krishna consciousness to your innocent children.
It is this Prahlad who is influencing all our demonic boys. They are becoming Krishna consciousness. We thought you should know this.
Yes. Prahlada! You insignificant son of mine! You most fallen man! Untrustworthy! Most disrespectful of my family! You have brought in so much of disgrace to me! I cannot tolerate you anymore! Prahlada! Prahlada! Can't you see me? Right in front of you! I'm ruling all the three worlds! With a twinkle of my eye, I can get the demigods to do what I want! I am so powerful! Yet, you disregard everything! And you have the strength to overpower my instructions, my orders, that even Chandra, Varuna, Indra follow! Where do you get this strength from? Where do you get this courage?
My dear father, the strength you're asking about is coming from the same source as yours, my father. It is the one single source of all strength in this world. There is no power without his strength. Even Lord Brahma derives his strength from the Supreme Lord Vishnu. He is the ultimate controller. He is the creator. He is the maintainer. He is the destroyer of this universe. Oh Father, please give up this demoniac view. Why you are seeing everyone as your enemies? Our only enemy is our uncontrolled mind. So many fools before you. They thought they had conquered this world, but they couldn't even conquer their own senses. So my father, please control these 6 enemies within and treat everyone equally. You'll no more have any enemies. It is just a figment of our imagination that we consider everyone our enemies.
Don't you dare talk to me about controlling my senses! I am the grandson of Chaturmukha Brahma, son of Kashyapa Brahma. I am Hiranyakashipu. By my strength of austerities, today I am the ruler of all the 3 worlds. When I get angry, all the 3 worlds tremble along with their residing demigods. That is my strength. You are not my superior. You're insignificant to me. You always talk about some power which is controlling me, controlling everything, and which is everywhere, right? Yes. Then why doesn't he come in front of me? Why doesn't he have the guts to face me? Why does he keep running away? Where is he? Where is your God? Show him! I will show you who is supreme!
My Lord is everywhere. Wherever see is there. He is there in every moving and non-moving living entities. He is there in every atom. He is there even in between the atoms, my Father.
He's there everywhere. He's there in the atoms, molecules. Right?
Yes, my Father.
Is he there in this ground?
Yes, he is there in the ground.
Is he there in the sky?
Yes, he is there in the sky.
Is he there in this blowing wind?
Yes, he is there.
Is he there in the flowing water?
Yes, he is there also.
Is he there in me?
Yes, he is there.
Is he there in you?
Of course, he is there in me as well.
Yeah. He might be there in you if he is there. Is he there in this palace right now?
Yes, my Father.
Where is he? Where is he? Show him to me.
Wherever you want to see, my Lord is there.
Is he there in this pillar?
Yes, he is there in this pillar.
Is he there in this pillar?
Yes, my Father.
Is he there in this pillar?
Yes, he is there.
Ah! Ah! I finally face my sworn enemy face to face. Prahlada! Prahlada! Today, you have finally fulfilled the wish of your father, Prahlada. Prahlada! You don't know how grateful I am. I have been searching for this property everywhere. Today, you will finally see who is the supreme right in front of you. You Kapadi Mayavi, you came in the form of a boar to kill my brother. Now you have come as a lion to fight a lion.
My obeisances, my dear Lord. How amazing. My dear Lord, you are the unlimited. Your potencies are unending. Who can estimate your prowess and worldly influence? My dear Lord, you never come under the influence of the three modes of material nature. Rather, you use that material energy to create the entire universe. So you are the actual creator. You are the actual maintainer of the entire universe. And you are the destroyer as well. And all the while you never come under the influence of the material energy. Unto you, my Lord, I offer my humble obeisances.
My dear Lord, today you have shown to the entire world that you are certainly Bhaktavatsala, the protector of your loving devotees. It's the glory of your pure devotees that they do not do anything except to please you, to please your devotees. So much so that they don't even want moksha. What to speak of wealth? My Lord, kindly bless us. All glories to you. All glories to you. All glories to you, Lord Shri Narasimha.
My dear Prahlad, please come. Lord Narasimhadev has appeared in order to protect you. Only you can pacify his anger. My dear Prahlad, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Young Prahlad, accepting Brahma's words, approached Narasimhadev and offered his obeisance. Seeing the boy prostrate, Narasimhadev was filled with love, raised Prahlad and placed his lotus hand on his head, granting him fearlessness. Prahlad Maharaj fixed his mind and sight upon Lord Narasimhadev with full attention in complete trance. With a fixed mind, he began to offer prayers in love with a faltering voice.
ब्रह्मादयसुरगणामुनयोत सिद्धा सत्वैकतानगतयो वचसां प्रवाहै नारादितं पुरगुणैरधुनापि विप्रु किं तोष्टुमर्हति समे हरिरुग्रजाते. Born in Asura family, what fitting prayers can I offer? All the demigods headed by Brahma, despite all their qualifications, they could not satisfy you. How can I, an unqualified demon, even try to offer these prayers and satisfy you? Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe kamabhikamamaniha prapatan prasangat कृत्वात्मसात् सुरशिना भगवन् गृहीतः सोहम कथम न विसृजे तव भृत्य सेवा. O Supreme Lord Narasimhadev, I was falling in the deep dark well of suffering. Your servant Narada Muni came and he took me as his disciple and he instructed me in the transcendental science of devotional service. So it is my first duty to serve him. How can I abandon his service? प्रायेण देवमुनयः स्वविमुक्तिकामा मौनं चरन्ति विजनेन परार्थनिष्ठाः नान्यं त्वदस्य शरणं भ्रमतोरपश्य. O Lord, so many of the saints, they go to Himalayas, retreating to secluded places, and they don't care for others, for their own liberation. But I don't want to be liberated alone, living behind all these fools and rascals. Oh Narasimhadev, I just want to bring them back to your lotus feet.
Dear Prahlada, a devotee like you desires no material opulence. Yet, I command you to enjoy the demons' opulence as their king until this Manu's time.
O Supreme Lord, born an atheist, I actually am drawn to material enjoyment. So please don't tempt me with all these illusions, my Lord. Please don't tempt me. I am not a businessman and I don't want any material benediction. I am your unmotivated servant and you are my eternal master. Our only relationship is that of master and servant. Oh Lord, if at all you want to give me any benediction, I pray that let there be no material desire within the core of my heart. Oh Lord, I just have one benediction to ask. My father, thinking that you killed his brother Hiranyaksha, he blasphemed you, he angered you, and he blasphemed my spiritual master. Also, he treated me unwell, your devotee. So please forgive him, my Lord.
Prahlada, O most pure and saintly, your father and 21 forefathers are purified. Your birth has purified the entire dynasty. Perform the rites, take your father's kingdom, sit on the throne, and remain undisturbed by materialism. Keep your mind on me, follow Vedic injunctions, and perform your duties.
Shri Narasimha Bhagwan ki Jai! Shri Narasimha Bhagwan